I really don't. So I have to, is it even working now? I've got no idea if this is working. Oh, there we go. God, straight. Yeah, I use Streamlabs on my phone because it's the only way I know how to get the best resolution out of the camera that I've got, because it's a 4K camera. And when I do it through YouTube itself, it seems to kind of lower the resolution. So I thought I'll just use Streamlabs. But Streamlabs is a weird one. Like, you'll click go live, all that kind of stuff. Write in your title. I don't even know why I've got my book there. Do it on this side, aren't I? You know, write your title in, what platform you want to go on, then press go. And it would just say, nah, don't work. So then you've got to do it all again. And then for some reason, the second time it works. I don't understand it. But who cares? We're here now, aren't we? I was going to use the 0.2. There it is. Okay. Might zoom out a little bit. That's a bit better. I was going to say welcome to everybody, but no one's here, so I'll just crack on with it. New series, which I just draw nonsense. Well, I say nonsense, it's just draw whatever. Basically, there's no thought into these. I wanted to try a thinner pen today. I've never done a full drawing with a thin pen, with a thinner nib. I always start quite. I think the thinnest one I start with is usually a 0.4, but normally it's like a 0.7 or 8. So I get a thicker border, and then I'll use a thinner one to detail. But today I wanted to try a thinner nib and just do the whole drawing. How's that? Just looking. The problem with the way I draw, because of where my hand's positioned, it focuses on the top of, I've complained about this before, it focuses on the top of the pen as opposed to the paper. I think on my camera I can lock, I've just figured out how to lock the focus. But again, because I'm doing it through Streamlabs, I don't know how to do it on that. Maybe there's a setting in YouTube where I can max out the resolution, so I can just do it straight through that instead. One of the things with Streamlabs as well is that you can, when you upgrade it to their, whatever their premium is, that, I don't know what it's called, Ultra or whatever, you can, you can stream to multiple platforms. So hopefully whenever I get to 1,000 followers on TikTok and I start to increase my viewership, then I can upgrade it and stream through that as well. One of the things that's helped, or that this series, because I've got a few on the go, like I've got the sketchbook time lapses, the graffiti ones. I will be going back to the graffiti ones, but I'm not 100% happy with them. So I'm still figuring out the best way to draw them. Like I thought oh, I'll get a second sketchbook for my graffiti, and then, you know, I can start that up again. I've not forgotten about it. I'm just not fully happy with what I'm producing with it. But they'll fall under either a Tuesday or a Thursday. I'll be doing them on a Tuesday or a Thursday. But the whole point of doing all this, so on Monday it's one of these. The Monday stream will just be me playing about on my scrapbook, coming up with ideas, because I normally have the weekend off from drawing. So I'll have the weekend off. So the scrapbook, I always do that every Monday. It's just I've only now started to record it. But the whole point of it is just to get back into it, because I might not be sort of 100% on what I want to draw. So I always do just a, call it a practice session, a mess about, whatever you want to call it. So I thought I'll turn it into a series. And then, excuse me, with this book as well. But the whole point of doing this, sort of having different series, like I'll have the Monday stream, the Blackbook sessions, the time lapses, the Artaza. One of the things that it helps me with is consistency. So I'm making sure that I'm drawing and doing something every day, because there are times where I've been a bit frustrated, thinking I'm not progressing as much, or I'm not coming up with new ideas as much, or I feel like I'm still struggling in some areas to draw anything decent. And one of the reasons is because I'll go like I might go a week or two where I've just not really drawn anything, and it'll be because I'm not motivated, or I think if I'm not filming anything, then what's the point? I'll always think of a really silly excuse in my head, and it's just the case, well, why not just document everything that you draw? I mean, I've said before that it'll help some people, it'll give other people ideas, motivation, just a bit of entertainment, but it's more for me just to think, do you know what, you've got a schedule now, stick to it, and you will sort of reap the benefits from it. Because I think drawing is one of those things that, whether it's drawings just like this, where you just draw random doodles and mucking about, to really detailed artistic things like still life or whatever, you've got to put the hours in, you've got to be consistent and draw every day. It's like anything. And because I wasn't doing that, I felt like my drawings weren't as good as they could or should be. So I thought, why not just document everything that you do? Because even though I'd be drawing more, I think I'd be freeing up, I'd know exactly where my free time would be to work on other projects. Like I've said before, I want to do digital work. I wouldn't mind doing collages, all that kind of business. Another reason why this helps is I also have a gaming channel that I have with my friends, and I don't think I'm particularly good. What's that? Rubbish on the floor. Yeah, I don't think I'm particularly good at talking on camera. I'm not used to it. One of my friends who's on the gaming channel, he's a natural. I think he's really good at being on camera. I think I'm terrible at it. I just don't feel natural on it. Well, no one does really, I suppose. That's the whole point. But I just always think I come across as a bit forced and a bit stiff or whatever. So I think doing stuff like this will help with my confidence of just chatting nonsense on camera. It doesn't really matter at this point because nobody, or very rarely, people tune in. I have one sort of regular coob. He comes in when he's able to, which I'm very appreciative of. Chat to him sometimes, but other than that, no one else comes in, which is fine. I just think if I keep going, keep working at stuff, be consistent, then more people might turn up. You never know. Sorry, my mouse has just fallen off. It's got all tangled. How does that even happen? I do have someone in here though. Hello to you. I don't know if it's the same person who's been in here before or if it's someone new, but hello to you. I hope you're all right. I hope you're having a nice day. I did think about recording 2 of these today. but I had about an hour and a half to spare. But instead of doing one of these, I just worked on some lettering and graffiti design ideas, just to try and put a bit of time in there, because I do want to start. Recording those again. Still a little bit under the weather. I felt horrendous today. I wonder if I had the old C19, because it seemed to go away. Like the first 2 days I was ill, was it last week, week before? It was just your bog standard cold symptoms, felt rubbish, can't function. Then it seemed to go away, and you're like, oh, I'm fine. And then sort of every second day, I'd feel absolutely exhausted, like no energy, legs turn to jelly. And then the day after, it's like, oh, I'm fine again. And the only other time I felt like that when I've been ill was when I had COVID. And that was about 2 years ago I got it? So I do wonder. Luckily I don't go out anywhere. I didn't test. But luckily I don't go out anywhere, so it doesn't matter. Just do what I normally do if I'm ill. Which hasn't been that often, but stay in and drink your drinks. Get rested. I quite like using thinner pens. I've never done it for a full drawing before. I've messed about with the idea, but I do quite like it. I was aiming for a graffiti sketchbook drawing tomorrow for the time-lapse ones, but I don't think I'm going to. Just not quite ready to do it. Let's give my hand a break, get a drink. Sorry, just had a book. I need to get away as well from this thing where when I'm drawing, I always feel like I have to close off a section, like make it into a box. Like here, because I've got, if you want to call it some like shading detail, it's just a bit of cross hatching. I feel like I have to box it in so it's detailing a shape, but it's like, well, no, the whole point of this is that you're not. So it's one of the reasons I like doing this is to try and break sort of insecurities or habits that I've got, to not make my drawings too samey. Like I use certain things as a security blanket. It's like, no, the type of drawings you do, they're not precise or exact or accurate. It's just drawing things that you find fun to draw. Like I quite like drawing dash lines. I don't use them in my other drawings now. Like where I use dash lines like this. I did one for a background yesterday, but it was for the purposes of a background, so I felt a bit better doing it, whereas as just a random, I don't know, outline or just a random line. It's not connected to anything. Like that, like these little things here, like I deliberately wanted to do them just to say, right, just, you don't have to box them in. It doesn't have to be a shape. It doesn't have to be part of a structure. It doesn't have to make sense. Just kind of go with it. Do what you want. Like I really like cross-hatching as a shading technique. But because I think I can't do it right, I always shy away from it. I think, no, it always looks rubbish when I do it. And it's like, fair enough for the other drawings that you do, but for this, it's like, no, just get in there. The whole point of this is to experiment. One of the many reasons that I wanted to start this. Just to get away from restricting myself. Like being a bit, I don't want to say restrictive, but I don't know, having a set way. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, you need to, I don't know, like abide by certain laws. Like, for example, the graffiti drawings I do, you have to, I suppose you don't really have to, but for the way that I draw them, there are certain boundaries, like they've got to be sort of readable letters, if you like, because it's an abstraction of typography in a way. So even though it looks almost incomprehensible, almost unreadable, there is a word in there. There are letters in there that, when you know how to look for them, you can read it, and you're still following a set of rules because you're still trying to make a word out of it. It's not random. You know, there are fundamentals that you're following to make it a readable word. And for those kind of drawings, even in my other sketchbook stuff, I'm still using a set of shapes, a set of lines, to make a more, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word I'm looking for, but a more deliberate shape, if you like. Whereas this is to make sure I get away from that, so I'm not always doing that. It's to just look at things a bit differently. And oh, I've got a like, woohoo! Oh, I can't stick around for the full stream, but I want to say good luck, your work is great. Oh, thank you very much. I've just seen your comment. That's somebody new. Your name is appearing as I don't know. I'm not sure I pronounced that, but I've only just seen that. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for stopping by. I don't think I've seen you in before. Much appreciated. Any comment, any view is very, very helpful. Ooh. Yeah, my streams are pretty quiet. I think sometimes I get a little bit disheartened. Like today, I need to do it in better time, I think. Like, I only just thought about it today, or earlier on, when I put out a notice. I put it out on my Instagram, TikTok, the community chat on YouTube. Come join me, I'm doing a stream at 7 o'clock. I did it about an hour and a half before I came on, so I understand it's going to be a bit, you know what I mean, it's not, I'm not giving people the most amount of time to come through, but I thought I'll do it just to put the feelers out. I put one out on TikTok on my story, because I didn't want to do it on the full sort of video share, like on I'll move my camera. Like on Instagram, you can put posts out and they're there forever, or on Reels, or you can put a story out there that's for a day, and then after that day it just disappears. Like for things like sort of notifying people of going on live stream, that's perfect. Facebook's got one, but TikTok I don't think had one, or I didn't think had one. And I thought, I don't want to flood my TikTok with just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I didn't want to flood my TikTok with just notifications of when I'm going to go live. And I found a story. They've got a similar thing where it's like story. Put it on there. There's absolutely no views. And that happened to another TikTok that I had. It was... So yeah, there's no views on it. And the last graffiti piece I did... Where are you? Yeah, so like if you look at all my TikTok videos, look, they've all got like 200, 500, 200, 200, 200. This one here, 0. I thought about reposting it, but I thought it doesn't matter. But yeah, look there, story 0. So no one on TikTok knew. that was coming on. Instagram story. I got 19, well, it would have been a bit shorter than that, but 19 views, whatever it was. But to be honest, I need to do a bit better. Maybe do it the day before. So like I've got the Friday stream, which I've been doing for a little while. It'll be episode 7 on Friday. But even that, like if I put a notice out tomorrow for it to say, look, tomorrow at 12 o'clock, 12 PM UK time, I'll be here, come join me, blah, 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 and see where that takes me. Because it might just be the case that out of all the subs I've got on here, people just might not know. Like the timetable, the schedule that I've decided to do is really, really new. I've only just decided when and what I'm going to be posting. If I'm putting out notices like an hour before, then I'm not giving people much time to come and have a look. I might even make a video to say, look, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is what the channel is. I'll be going live at these times to do these things. Come and have a look. But no, I do very much appreciate the comment and the like. Very happy with that. I need to not be too hard on myself. Like I'm getting a bit like, oh, why does hardly anyone watch my stuff or like my stuff? Because I've only got like a few hundred followers and subs, which I can't grumble at. It's very good. But I see some other channels, some other pages, and they've got like thousands. And it's like, how did you get that? Like sometimes they might not have as much work or as many posts. And I think, how did you get all those views and likes? And is it just luck? I think it's just something I need to look into. I've kind of had a bit of a moan about this before, about algorithms and stuff. I think one thing I've adopted, the attitude of don't worry about trying to figure out an algorithm or all that kind of stuff. Just work hard. I think that's an attitude. Yeah, an attitude. There's another word I'm looking for, but I can't think. And a sort of code to kind of live by. Seems to never fail if you put the effort in. Then you will get your rewards. It will pay off. And I haven't been doing this long. Like I've been doing it. This would be month 11 months, 10 months. And I have been pretty inconsistent over that 10 months. Like I said, there have been chunks of time where I've not posted anything. And I've said before, weirdly, I get more sort of traffic when I've not done anything. And I thought, well, I don't want to use that as an incentive to just do nothing. So I think, no, I'll just do it my way. Just be consistent, have different types of videos, different type of content. If some people want to join in for the long form stuff, then I've got that. If some people just want to sort of check out the time-lapse vids, the smaller stuff, they've got that as well. I don't want to just draw the same type of stuff, hence the graffiti, hence the sketchbook, hence this. Sort of later on in the future, when I get a bit more comfortable, a bit more confident with these drawings, I want to branch out, do digital work with different materials, different media, draw different types of things. Like I'm really into, I really like skulls. I practice quite a lot drawing them. I want to incorporate those and that type of art into my work. I've said before, and even in my bio, that I'm interested in drawing, or I'm inspired by 2D video games. I want to incorporate that kind of thing into my work. It's just figuring out the best way to do it. Something just very, very satisfying about drawing just random lines and dots. It's really simple, but it's just really satisfying. I think with the longest, I've said before, that longest time, I was a perfectionist, and I always used to think, oh, unless the drawings are absolutely incredible pieces of art, and I've been to university to practice this stuff specifically, then there's no point in showing it off. And I've said before, one of my biggest influences for this channel in particular was Peter Draws. I can never pronounce his second name. I've got one of his books here. Peter Deligdish. Forgive me if I butchered that. But yeah, when I found his channel, and he just draws what he wants. You know, and the fan base, I mean, he started years ago, and he's one of those, you know, on YouTube, he doesn't just obviously work on YouTube, but he just kept putting work out. And he just kept playing with ideas and trying new things, and he just did it his own way. Well, that's what it appears to be. Like, he just does it all exactly how he wants to do it. Like, he uses what art medium he wants to use. He just likes playing about with sort of lines, basic shapes, and that's what motivated me to start my YouTube channel and just draw the way I draw, because I thought, I love drawing. I've always loved it. My skills dried up a bit, because when I went to university, it was mainly all sort of 3D work. So I wasn't getting much drawing done. It was just all with 3D software, which I thought was fun. Like, I had a good time playing about with 3D media, but because I wasn't getting any drawing done, I got really, really rusty. And then I had a graphics tablet. I started playing about with that and drawing things. I really enjoyed that, and I wanted to get back into traditional type of drawing. One day I painted with an old graphics tablet. I don't have it anymore. I drew the famous scene from Alien 3 where the alien wanders up to Ripley, sticks its tongue out at her, and then backs off. And I got a lot of positive response from that. I was really happy with it. I really enjoyed doing it. It took a bit of time, and I thought, oh, I'll do more of this. But as time went on, it was the length of time it was taking me to do these drawings, and then when I got asked to do, I got commissioned for some work. I'm not very good at dealing with pressure at all, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to keep doing this and do it until I finish, and I just stopped enjoying it. And I just thought, I can't realistically do anything or make any money from this, because I thought maybe I wanted to do movie posters, and I still might go back to it, but it can't be my sole source of what I draw, because I thought I can't do enough fast enough. And if there are other people that do this kind of work and they do it better than me. Also, I thought, if I want to do this kind of work, I should know how to sort of draw anatomy. And then when I started practicing anatomy and really started thinking seriously about making my own characters and all that, I realised I was massively out of my depth. I couldn't do it. I struggled really badly drawing anatomy. I thought, yeah, I should have gone to university to do this, really. So, sketchbooks and sketchbooks of that. Then stumbled upon Peter's channel, and I thought, yeah, I love what you're doing. Motivated me to just go back to what I love. I remember when I first discovered drawing graffiti, I absolutely loved doing it. But I thought, oh no, but back then in the sort of late 90s, early noughties, it was like, no, graffiti is just something you do on walls. And it wasn't exactly the most encourageable art to draw, but I loved it. I loved manipulating letters and making interesting shapes and things out of it. So I thought, well, stuff it. It's what I love. I went back to it. I just like any sort of art where there's freedom to do what you want. I think that's why one of the reasons I probably struggle with anatomy and faces and sort of drawing bodies and heads and things. I really struggle with it. And when you don't enjoy it, your motivation sort of wanes. I just thought, no, I'm not good enough at doing this. Got someone else watching. Hello, welcome to whoever's joined. I don't know if it's the same person that commented. If it is, welcome back. If it's not, if it's someone new, equally, hello. Thanks for joining in. If you're not familiar with this series that I'm doing, this is just, I got a book, this thing a while ago for a birthday. I started drawing ideas in it. I was very precious about it because it was one of the first sketchbooks I bought. And then I kind of just neglected it because I bought my other sketchbooks to do my video recordings in. And I thought, well, I want to go back and fill it. There was one drawing in it I really enjoyed doing. It was the very first sketchbook drawing I uploaded, but I thought, no, I prefer drawing in landscape. But I thought, no, I'll come back to this book. But I didn't just want to draw and record everything that, you know, something similar to what I've already been drawing. I thought I want to just be a bit freer with this one, a bit looser, and just draw random stuff. So there's no real thought or plan going into this. It's just a chilled out live stream, just drawing whatever I want to draw. Because there's something very satisfying about drawing lines and dots and random shapes. There's no time limit. I have thought about doing pen reviews of the pens that I draw with, because I have noticed a difference. Like one of the most popular set of pens that people use are these, the Microns, and I like them, but the difference between, say this, I use these mainly, the uni pen, but the difference between these is the length of the nib. I don't know if you can see that. And these don't, I don't know. I'm going to give them a try. I do plan on doing a drawing with them, but it's hard to describe it when you get the feeling of a pen. Like, they're really popular, and I thought, oh, I need to get those pens because everybody uses them. But I don't know. I just didn't like them as much. And these uni pens that I use, I found them just randomly in WH Smith. So you could just buy individual ones in the sort of art section. I thought I'll give them a go, and I ended up really liking them. I also bought a fountain pen as well. I don't know where that is. Is it in here? Yeah, there's my fountain pen. And I have drawn a picture with it, and it feels really nice, like it's metal. It's a really nice looking fountain pen, but the last time I drew with it, I don't know if it leaked or if that's just what happens with fountain pens, but my fingers got drenched in ink. I just always assume I'm doing something wrong with it. I'm not holding it right or something, I don't know. I don't want it to be too similar to my other drawings, but it doesn't matter. Probably going to be a bit similar to start off with, and then the more I do it, the more I'm going to branch out. Did I sign my last drawings? Yes, I did. How are we looking? Yeah, it's not as dense as the first one I did. I think I was more just sort of experimenting with sort of lines leading off elsewhere, as opposed to sort of closing it in and making solid shapes. How long have I even been going? An hour and 15. Yeah, I'll probably wrap this up in a minute. I don't think there's much more I can do to this one. Yeah, it's not as, like I say, not as dense as the other ones, but it doesn't have to be, does it? It's, like I say, just experimenting. I think I will leave it there. I'm quite happy with that. I'll sign it off. Cool. Well, thank you very much to everyone who joined. Thank you for the comment as well, for saying my work's great. I'll be live streaming this series. I've already done 3. The first one was like a test to see how the drawing came out and all that sort of stuff. This one was like the first official one. Episode 2, if you like. I'll be back with this series on Monday, on Wednesday. I think today and Monday I started at 7 PM. I might, that's not set in stone, I might do one earlier. Or I might start it earlier. I'm just thinking. Yeah, half 6, 7 seems fine because of what I've got to do during the day. But that's episode 2 in the bag. Hope to see people in the next stream. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.